So this objective is about using affirmations. What are affirmations? Affirmations are a self-help technique that we use to motivate ourselves and to help us create confidence in our abilities. They're short statements that direct us toward a positive self-image and help us focus on our strengths as opposed to our weaknesses. Why is this important? Well, affirmations can help direct you to take action on your goals. They can help us change negative thoughts. We all have those negative thoughts that we think about ourselves. Affirmations can help us flip the script and turn those negative thoughts into something more positive, which then can help us create an overall new mindset about ourselves, the way we think ourselves in general. And when we think positively about ourselves, that can increase your confidence. With increased confidence, you're more likely to do more for yourselves. That's yourself that is positive, which means reaching your goals. Some common mistakes about affirmations is that we may think that affirmations are like the magic pill. That once we start doing affirmations, everything's going to change and our life is going to magically transform into something spectacular. And that's not how they work. Unless you act on your affirmations, nothing's going to happen. No change is going to be made. So not acting on your affirmations is another mistake people make. Also, if you just don't believe in what you're telling yourself, or you're telling yourself something that's unrealistic and doesn't fit into your life, well, then, of course, those affirmations are not going to be effective. And also, if we don't repeat them often enough, it's really not going to work, because affirmations are made to be a short statement that we can repeat to ourselves because of the way our brain works. In order for affirmations to really set in and help us change our mindset, you have to repeat them. And that's what we're going to talk about next is how do they work? What happens in our brains when we use affirmations? Our brains have this ability, this unique ability to adapt to different situations. And that's something called neuroplasticity. And also, our brains don't really know the difference between reality and imagination. I mean, if you think about when you watch something scary on the TV, that's really similar to imagining something happening. It's just that you're seeing it, and we still get scared, even though we know in reality there is no danger. So that's another function of our brain, is that we don't really know the difference, and we can use that to our benefit with affirmations. Because when you create mental images, let's say of completing a task or reaching a goal or anything else positive that you want to happen in your life, and you repeat that often enough and frequently enough, our brain begins to take those statements as fact. We start to believe in it. And when you believe in something, when you truly feel that that is what is going to happen, or what you're about, or how you can make that change, you will take actions that follow. You're more likely to take actions that follow and help you get to those goals. So it's pretty cool the way our brains work that way. So how do you create an effective affirmation? Well, first off, you really should set them in the present. They're different than goals, because what they are trying to do is help you change long-standing beliefs, as opposed to goals, which are very specific. I'm going to do this in this amount of time, with making those SMART goals. Affirmations more about helping us change a mindset, possibly a negative mindset about ourselves, and turn them into a positive one. So another thing you want to make sure you do when you set them in the present is that you want to state them as though you've already succeeded in the task. So for example, I feel accomplished when I cross the finish line of that 5K. Well, the 5K may be 2 weeks away and you're struggling to finish 2.5 miles. But if you're telling yourself what you know will happen, that you will feel accomplished when you cross that finish line, but tell it to yourself as if it's already happened, that can help you get over the hump of your training regimen. So give that a try. It's pretty amazing how that can work, especially when you're in the middle of it and you're struggling for that last little bit of mileage. Believing and telling yourself what you know will happen, as though it's already succeeded, is very powerful. Another thing to remember when you're making affirmations is to avoid stock affirmations, like be creative and very specific to your goals. Now, if you've heard somebody with an affirmation that's very that resonates with you, that fits into what you're trying to accomplish, by all means use it. But you want to remember that your affirmation can be about anything and can be stated in any way that's very specific to your goal. So here's an example. You're afraid to go to the gym alone, but you know that strength training is important to your health and you want to reach that goal. You really want it. So you may create an affirmation that focuses on your bravery and determination, something very specific about yourself. So you might say something like, I am finding the courage to face my fear in order to improve my fitness because my health is important to me. So you're acknowledging the fact that you are digging deep and finding courage to go do something that you're afraid to do because you know how important it is for you. And for your goals. So that's powerful. I mean, that is what motivates you to go take that step out the door, get in that car and drive to the gym. Another thing you want to remember when making affirmations is that you want to keep them real. You don't want to use statements that you don't really believe in. All right. So going back to that previous statement, you didn't say, I am a superhero because I'm the bravest person on earth. Because I'm willing to go to the gym. You're not saying something outlandish like that. You're being very real with yourself when you say, I'm finding that courage to go do this thing that I'm afraid to do. You also want to avoid ultra positive affirmations like, I love myself each and every day. Well, no, we don't. I mean, we'd like to think we could, but some days we just, we get mad at ourselves. That we don't believe that. We know that that's not true, or that I'm absolutely fabulous. Well, today when my hair looks like this, or it's, I don't feel like putting on makeup, maybe I don't feel absolutely fabulous. So they're not really going to work if you make affirmations like that. They don't mean anything. So here's an example. If you are just beginning to eat healthier and you're still struggling with making better choices, you may use an affirmation like, the food choices I make are consistent with my ultimate goal of losing weight. So not only are you acknowledging the fact that you are choosing to make those changes, that you're empowering yourself to make those changes, you're also reaffirming the goal that you have in mind. So you're bringing your goal back into your consciousness and putting it in the forefront of that choice that you're about to make. Okay. So that again is super powerful. So the last thing you want to remember when doing affirmations, that you have to practice affirming yourself every day. Start with like 3 to 5 minutes, 2 times a day, maybe in the morning, maybe at night, and then repeat the affirmation 10 times. Remember, repetition, repeating that phrase or those phrases is key to making your brain flip the switch. And then also make it consistent. Do it regularly. Don't do it one night and then not do it another night, and then don't do it on the weekends, but I do it Monday through Friday. Do it every single day. It doesn't take much to affirm yourself. And when you think about it, what a great way to treat yourself. It's almost like, why wouldn't you give yourself affirmations? Why wouldn't you say nice things to yourself? So look at this as like, yeah, I deserve to find that 3 to 5 minutes twice a day to give myself affirmations. It's a treat. We don't do it for ourselves often enough. And then finally, be patient. Nothing good, nothing worthwhile happens overnight. It's going to take time for your brain to truly believe and overwrite those negative thoughts about ourselves. Okay. So it's not, like I said before, it's not a magic pill. You got to give it time.